Right, okay, I think we'll make a start. So, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us on our event in association with Titan Travel this afternoon. For those of you who aren't familiar with Titan Travel, they are an award-winning tour operator offering a collection of holidays that covers 7 continents, and they have over 200 different itineraries, including escorted touring, which can be small group, or it can be a slightly larger group on that. They do river cruising, rail journeys, and also trips exclusively for solo travellers. I have here with me today Adam Dean from Titan Travel, who is going to introduce himself and then give you the presentation about Titan and their product. So thank you very much, Adam. I will hand over to you and we will come back for questions and answers at the end of the session. Thank you very much, Adam.
Thank you, Louise. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this virtual event organised by Prestbury Travel, and thank you for taking the time out of your day to join us. I'm really pleased that Louise and the team at Prestbury Travel have asked me to join you all today to give you a whistle-stop tour, excuse the little pun there, on all things Titan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through sort of a few bits about Titan, and then I'm going to go on to a few of the tours that we offer as well. So to start with, I'm sure you're all wondering why you would want to travel with Titan. So the first reason in terms of the product that we offer is that we offer an early bird price promise. Now, basically what that means is that for any bookings that you make with us, we recommend you book as early as possible. So once you book as early as possible, if we ever reduce the price of your holiday and it goes below the price that you booked at, we automatically refund the difference. So you'll never lose out by booking with Titan and booking early. In terms of all of the itineraries and tours and river cruises, rail holidays that we offer, we also include in the price a VIP door-to-door service with unlimited mileage. Now, what that means for you is, regardless of where you are traveling to in the UK, whether it be an airport or a port, the actual service itself is inclusive. So there are no extra fees to pay regardless of mileage. So regardless of whether you live 100, 200 miles away from where you're going to fly from or sail from, we include the door-to-door. So that helps you effectively budget for your holiday as well. And not just that, on the way back, when you return to the airport or port, we then drive you back to your home address. So it literally is from your doorstep back to your doorstep for the actual service we provide. Obviously, the main thing I would say at the moment that is on a lot of people's minds is what's happening in terms of the current climate. We don't want to touch too much on that. Hopefully we're going to be coming out of that very shortly. But we've put in place a Titan protection promise, which on the next slide I'll just go a little bit more into, as a little bit of a peace of mind for everybody really who is looking at booking and traveling with Titan. As Louise alluded to, we are award-winning and not just voted for by our customers, but our travel agent partners as well. So that gives a bit of recognition and shows that we are doing things right for our customers. Customers enjoy it, the tours and the holidays that they go on with us, and we're really proud of that as well. If there are any of you that are traveling on your own, we also do solo travel holidays. So we do dedicated solo departures. So that'll be a group of people that are traveling on their own, only traveling with people that are traveling on their own as well. But for anybody who doesn't necessarily want to do that, they can also book onto the group tours as well. We do offer flexible flight options. So if we can get you a flight more locally, maybe from Manchester, for instance, then we will look to do that as well. Now, just bear in mind as well, with those flexible flights and the regional flight options, maybe from Manchester, for instance, you will still get the door-to-door included. The majority of our flights are from London because they give us a lot of connections around the world to where we're traveling to. But if we can get you from Manchester or a more local airport, then we will try to do so. And we believe that we are exceptional value for money. So we handpick our hotels. We include excursions and visits to the various different destinations that you go into, along with our expert tour managers as well. So just moving on to the protection promise that I mentioned earlier. So our aim is to offer the best escorted tours while keeping all of you safe, well and happy. This is why we've created this Titan's Protection Promise, to make sure that you feel safe, you feel secure when you're traveling with us. From ensuring that we've got a clean environment throughout, following current social distancing guidelines, and prioritising your health and well-being. And we'll continue to monitor situations to make sure you have a worry-free holiday. When you book a holiday with us, we want to make sure that you can do so with confidence. So what we've done is we've introduced a flexi deposit. So basically what that means is that you can book a holiday, with the majority of those holidays being able to be booked for £49 per person deposit. And what that allows you to do is to make unlimited changes to your holiday up until the final balance payment is due with Prestbury Travel. So we know and we understand that people's circumstances change. Maybe you don't feel as confident to travel to that place or this destination sort of along the way, depending on the circumstances. So this allows you to take control of your booking and not be penalised for booking early and choosing the destination early and getting your place secured. So hopefully that again will give you a bit of peace of mind and security that the holiday that you do book with us isn't necessarily the holiday that you have to go on nearer to the time if you don't feel comfortable to do so. And all you have to do is pay the extra cost between the holiday that you've booked and the holiday that you've now changed to, or in the scenario that the holiday is cheaper, then we will refund that as well. So what we've also done is, if for any reason we have to cancel your holiday due to unforeseen circumstances, you can either switch to another date, another tour, regardless of where in the world that may be, or you can opt for a full cash refund within 14 days, and we'll provide that to Prestbury Travel for you. No questions asked and no credit notes guaranteed. We're also ABTA and ATOL bonded, so your money is safe with us, but doubly protected now because we've moved to a trust fund account, which means basically that we put the money that you pay to Prestbury Travel into a separate account, and we can't touch that money until you return from your holiday. So if anything did happen to Titan Travel, then that money is there, sat there waiting for you to be refunded straight away. So again, something else to feel a lot more secure about in the time and the world that we live in. On our coaches and the excursions, all drivers will be fully trained to ensure they follow strict hygiene standards. Hand sanitizers will be provided to be used before and entering and leaving the coach. Coaches will be rigorously cleaned before each journey, and frequent touch points sanitized multiple times during the day, including handrails, tables and doors. Where possible, fresh air will be circulating the coach as frequently as we can. We will be also ensuring that air filters are checked, cleaned and replaced regularly. We'll use sanitized personal audio devices on excursions where possible, so that we're adhering to social distancing rules. We'll also ensure that the attractions that we're going to visit also adhere to local requirements on hygiene and social distancing. So we're doing everything that we can to offer you the peace of mind that taking a holiday is safe, or as safe as we can possibly make it. So we hope that you'll feel safe and confident to book with Titan to go on your next trips. Okay, so in terms of what we offer, we travel now to every single continent, and we've got roughly 70 different countries that we travel to around the world. So pretty much wherever you'd like to go, we've got it covered somewhere in one of our itineraries. So what we do offer is the bulk of our product is on escorted touring. So we've got over 200 itineraries across all 7 continents, as I mentioned before. We do offer river cruises on most of the major rivers and waterways around predominantly Europe, but there are some around the world as well. For anybody who isn't necessarily keen on an escorted tour itinerary where you go from place to place to place, we also offer stay and explore holidays, which means that you stay in 1 or 2 different locations over the, let's say, a week. So it's a little bit more relaxed. You still get excursions and visits included, but you're not moving on day to day to day or every couple of days onto the next destination. We also offer ocean cruises as part of our itineraries as well. So we've got some specially selected partners that we use for ocean cruising. Rail journeys, whilst we don't offer rail throughout, so rail travel in the UK all the way through your journey, we have got some of the most iconic rail itineraries that are part of the itineraries that we are putting together for you. So whether it be the likes of the Rocky Mountaineer, the Bullet Train, Glacier Express, we have those in selected itineraries for you if that's the kind of thing that you're wanting to do. We also do UK short breaks. So for anybody that wants to go with us in the UK, we've got a variety of different destinations within the UK that you can travel to with Titan. The great thing about Titan for UK short breaks is the door-to-door is still included, and it will take you from your home address directly to the place that you're traveling to. So there's no interchanges. You don't have to wait hours on end waiting for all of the feeder coaches to come in. They are literally from your home address to the destination you're traveling to. Our group sizes range from sort of smaller groups to, I would say, medium size, larger groups. Now, if the larger group size tour isn't for you, we do offer a variety of small group tours which range from 12 to 24 people, and that is on selected tours as well. And as I touched on slightly earlier, we do also have solo holidays and dedicated solo departures as well. So now for just a little bit of inspiration, with so many different countries and destinations that we feature and that you can travel to, it's hard to tell you about them all. But what I've done is I've put together a few examples of some of the kind of bucket list destinations, the more sort of, how can I put it, a little bit more exotic sort of destinations that we feature as well. So the first one that I have put together today for you is Ecuador and the Galapagos Islands. So what we love about this particular tour is that you get to walk amongst the iguanas and the seals on the beaches of the Galapagos Islands, and it really is a perfect moment. And we've got our strapline as being perfect moment shared. So this is the kind of experience that we would say that you would be expecting for that perfect moment shared. Now, in terms of the tours that we offer, what I would say sort of need to look out for is what we include. We include so much within the actual itineraries and the tours that we offer. So on this particular tour, what you're going to get is you're going to get 14 excursions and visits that are included within the price that you are paying. You have got city tours of Quito and Cuenca. You've got visits to Otavalo Market, El Cayos National Park. You've got 8 excursions on the Galapagos Islands, which are shown as part of the itinerary. You've actually got 7 nights in hotels within this itinerary and a 4-night cruise on the MV Galapagos Legend. So you're getting so much included within the price of the itinerary that you're paying. Not just to mention that, you've got 31 meals that are included, so 11 breakfasts, you've got 10 lunches and 10 dinners as well. Obviously, coupled with the fact that you're getting the VIP door-to-door service from your home address, then it does really add up to really good value for money with this tour. Now, the review site that we use for scoring from our customers is actually Review. And for Ecuador and the Galapagos Islands, from all of the customers that have been to or on this tour, should I say, they've all collectively scored this tour at 9.5 out of 10. And what they've put about the actual tour itself is that it was a trip of a lifetime for them, a great way to see the Galapagos, and excellent value for money. So if that floats your boat, you know, and that gives you a bit of inspiration to do something maybe a little bit different, then obviously contact Prestbury Travel. They'll be able to help you with the details on that. But basically with this one, you fly into Quito, where you spend 3 nights, and then you do a little bit more of Ecuador itself before traveling on to the Galapagos Islands. So a stark contrast, you know, you've got the mainland as well as the actual cruise to go and see the islands for this tour as well. Okay, so then moving on, we have Zimbabwe. Now this is the one tour that actually I had a bit of a training presentation from our head office, and it's the one that I actually want to go on myself. So if there's a chance to go on it, I'll be putting my name forward. But basically with this one, you've got Zimbabwe, the path to the smoke that thunders. Now this includes a 3-night cruise on Lake Kariba with this one. So effectively what you do on this one is you fly into Harare, and then you make your way right the way across to Victoria Falls. And what we love about this tour is soaking up the tranquility of Lake Kariba aboard an exclusive boat, and then enjoying the ultimate Victoria Falls experience aboard the Bush Tracks Express train. So a real sort of contrast of a country that, you know, not many people have maybe thought, you know, to travel to. And what you get included within this particular itinerary is you get 18 excursions and visits. You have something different, like a school visit while you're there, local school visit. You've got 7 game drives. You visit the Chinhoyi caves. You've got tours of Kariba town and Fothergill Island. You've got a choice of game drives as well, and fishing at Lake Kariba. We have a tour of Binga and a Tongan village. There's a tribal dance show. We visit Victoria Falls town, Victoria Falls and Victoria Falls rainforest. And you've got dinner on the Bush Tracks Express steam train. So something really, really different on this tour. Unfortunately, with this tour, we were due to actually launch this tour last year, and obviously with everything that happened, it didn't go ahead. But you know, I'm really glad to see that we're continuing it into sort of 2022, because I think that this one is something different. This one will be a really, really popular tour. So with this one, you've got 8 nights in hotels. You've got 3 nights on the cruise. You've got obviously your flights are all included, as with all of our itineraries and packages. You've got 32 meals included as well. So you've got 11 breakfasts, 10 lunches and 11 dinners. And you've also got, I believe while you're on the actual cruise itself, all soft drinks, local wines and spirits, except at Victoria Falls with this one as well. So really a hell of a lot included within that itinerary. Unfortunately, as I say, in terms of a review score, to give you an idea what our customers are saying about the tours, to back up what I'm saying, we haven't got any for this particular tour because, as I explained, it didn't go ahead for last year due to exceptional circumstances. Okay, so then moving on to Essence of Japan. Now, with Essence of Japan, this is, I'm pretty sure, our most popular tour within the ones that we do in Japan. There's a number that we do. And what we love about this tour is that you'll sort of have 3 exhilarating rides on the bullet train. You've got breathtaking views of Mount Fuji, as well as experiencing a traditional Japanese tea ceremony in Kyoto. So what you do with this one, you've got, I would call it a circle, but as you can see from the map, it's not really a circle, but it is in terms of the way that you're traveling, as well as a trip out to Hiroshima as well. So in total with this tour, you've got 17 excursions and visits. You've got city tours of Tokyo, Kanazawa, and Kyoto itself. You've got Mount Fuji Visitor Center, a whole host of other things as well. You've got sake tasting at a traditional brewery, because who wouldn't want to do that while they're in Japan? You've got walking tours of Takayama and Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park. As I said before, you've got 3 journeys on the iconic bullet train. You've got a Lake Ashi cruise, cable car to the Awakadani Valley and Hot Springs. So there's so much included in this tour as well. In total, this will give you a massive sort of idea of what Japan has to offer. And I think that's why it is one of our most popular tours. So with this one, you've got 12 nights in hotels, you've got your flights included, and you've also got 13 meals included. So 12 breakfasts and 1 lunch. And our review score on this one is 9.3 out of 10. And what our customers say about this one is that it's an excellent tour, well thought out itinerary, which gives a real overview of the cities and areas, plus lots of opportunities of free time to wander and explore more in depth. So again, a lot included in this tour. And I know this is selling really well for us for 2022 on the back of obviously people not being able to go for 2021. Okay, maybe a little bit something different. Maybe some of you have seen the program with Jane McDonald on. I think it's been replayed recently as well, because I watched it just to see what all the fuss was about, shall we say. Now, what we love about this tour is that your home for 7 nights of the tour is actually on the American Queen paddle steamer. And you also get the chance to, along the way, any must-do for any Elvis fans, you get the opportunity to visit Graceland as well. So what you'll do with this tour is you fly into Nashville, you travel down to Memphis, a couple of nights there, you'll do the paddle steamer, and you end up in New Orleans for a couple of nights as well. Now, in total, with this tour, you've got 11 excursions and visits. You've got tours of Nashville, Memphis, and New Orleans. You've got entrance to Studio B, where a lot of the legendary artists have recorded. Country Music Hall of Fame, and as I said before, Graceland. You have complimentary shore excursions as well while you're on the actual paddle steamer, where it's a hop-on, hop-off coach, and they've got different places that you can go to, like Baton Rouge, Natchez, and a few other places as well. So you've got 7 nights in hotels on this tour, 7 nights on the cruise. In terms of what's included, you've got 22 meals, so 9 breakfasts, 6 lunches, and 7 dinners. The majority of that will be on the actual cruise itself. And whilst you're on board the American Queen as well, you get complimentary coffee, bottled water, soft drinks, plus the unlimited beverage package throughout the cruise, which includes beer, wine, and spirits and cocktails up to $12 per drink. And what our review score on this is 8.8 out of 10, so slightly lower, but I think that's to do with people's expectations of the actual paddle steamer, if I'm being honest. Now, this one, our customers say it's a fantastic holiday. The tour manager was superb, truly a holiday of a lifetime, so many amazing memories made and fantastic experiences. And then we have the Great Apes of Uganda. So something, again, totally different, really. So what we love about this tour is, as you'll probably see from the photo that's on the actual slide there, is customers get the opportunity to look into the eyes of a wild gorilla after a rewarding trek through the East African jungle. And it is undoubtedly that part of it that is the standout moment of the tour itself. So in terms of this one, you actually fly into Entebbe, and that's where you'll end up as well. You do a big figure of 8 along the way. We've got 12 excursions and visits. You'll visit a tea plantation, a Fort Portal chimpanzee tracking excursion as well. What you will find with what we do on this tour is we include, there's permits for the gorillas and different parts of this particular tour. We include all that for you, so you've not got to worry about, you know, have you got the right documentation or anything like that. We do it all for you. You've got a guided walk in Bigodi Wetland Sanctuary, 2 game drives in Queen Elizabeth National Park. You've got a boat safari as well. You've got so many different game drives on this particular itinerary. So again, it's all included. You've got gorilla trekking, which is going to be the main, obviously, the main sort of feature of the holiday. A boat ride on Lake Maburo. You've got nature walks included. And in terms of the actual tour itself, you've got 9 nights in hotels. Whilst on the tour, you've got 25 meals included, 9 breakfasts, 8 lunches, 8 dinners, and as I say, the gorilla and chimpanzee permits are all included. And our customers give this on a review score at 10 out of 10. And their opinion is it's a fantastic experience. Every day brought a new wonderment, some of the best wildlife, accommodation, food, and the most welcoming people you will ever meet. So again, a totally different tour, but one that's really, really popular. And with this particular tour, it is one of our small group tours as well. So the maximum number of people that can go on this tour is 16. Obviously, that's not to say that 16 will be on every single day tour of that tour that we sell, but it is a smaller group tour for anybody that is more interested in that sort of side of things. Okay, now, whilst we know that popping into Prestbury Travel at the moment to pick up your latest brochure isn't possible, at this precise moment, anyway, maybe in a few weeks' time that'll be different. They can order a Titan brochure for you, and it will be delivered direct to your door. So if you would like a copy of a most up-to-date brochure, then if you get in contact with Prestbury Travel to order, then they'll do that for you, and that'll come through the post for you to be able to have a look at. There's so many different experiences and itineraries within that brochure. As I say, this is a bit of a whistle-stop tour of a few of the itineraries. So what I tend to say is if you can't get inspiration from one of our brochures of different destinations maybe you've never traveled to or never thought of, then you may well struggle, because as I say, with all the continents and 70 countries, there's a lot that we do have to offer. Now, what I'm going to do just to finish off is I'm going to try and play a video for you. We do tend to find that the technology nowadays, there may be a slight lag, but what I'll do is I'll try and play it, and hopefully it will give you, again, a little bit of a feeling and flavour of what we do at Titan.
It's all about the love of travel. Everybody who works here has a real passion. We all love to go and explore new places, to see new things, and really that's what Titan's all about. It's about bringing the magic of the world to life for our customers.
Unbelievable, just magic.
As near perfection as it gets.
I was just overwhelmed.
Exhilarating.
Breathtaking. Fabulous. Spiritual.
The experience to behold. This is our 6th Titan tour.
They really look up to you, like obviously. Sometimes certain experiences you get once in a lifetime moments.
Now, I'm hoping I had an awful feeling through that I don't know whether you would have heard the actual video itself. Hopefully you did. It's got a lot of our customers that have been on our tours, sort of just making comments on the tours that they've been on. But that's it for today. Thank you very much for listening and joining us today. Thank you again to Louise and the guys at Prestbury Travel for inviting me to give that whistle-stop tour of some of the bits and bobs that we can organise for you. And I believe that we are now going to look to go on to a questions and answers session. So if anybody...
Yes, thank you, Adam. Adam is here to answer any questions that you may have with regards to Titan tours or Titan river cruises or whatever aspect of Titan travel that interests you. If we can ask the questions through the chat box, that will give us an opportunity to ask those directly to Adam without any interruption. Adam, at this moment in time, nobody seems to be typing, so
Maybe that means that I covered everything off. I don't.
Oh, here we go. Okay, so your first question, Adam. What's the average age of a client on a Titan travel holiday?
The actual average age it depends from tour to tour, without sitting on the fence too much. But our average age over everything works out to about 65, 66, 67. But what you'll find is that it depends on which tour you're going on. So we don't have any age restrictions in terms of, you've not got to be a minimum of 50 or this, that, and the other. If you're an adult, then you can go on one of our tours. So it's not unusual to have sort of somebody of the younger generation traveling with people of the older generation, but predominantly you do tend to find that sort of 40s, 50s and above are the demographic of customer that would book with Titan.
And do you find when you get tours like the Great Apes of Uganda and tours that involve animals and safaris, that the demographic tends to be pulled down a little bit from the...
I would say so, yeah. Okay. With things like apes and gorillas, monkeys, whatever, it doesn't matter what age you are, you kind of attracted to, if you're attracted to wildlife, then you'll go and do that tour. So there are some things that maybe, if you were doing Hiroshima, no disrespect to maybe the younger generation, but they may not know about that side of things. So they may not be as interested as those people that have, some people maybe, alive, that want to go and do it, or have been told stories from past generations, so that usually tends to be the case, yeah.
And just sticking on your wildlife tours, because I know with our clients from Prestbury Travel, what we tend to find is if they have an interest in one aspect of traveling to go and see wildlife, such as safaris, quite often they are also very interested in things like Ecuador and the Galapagos. Is that something you find as well, Adam?
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting to see the sort of crossover of destinations. Like, for instance, if a customer of ours has been to Sri Lanka, let's say, they will then look for India next for some reason, and vice versa. So we've got lots and lots of wildlife sort of themed itineraries, like Costa Rica. We've got where else have we got? Trying to think of the Borneo, that sort of thing. So maybe if somebody is doing Borneo, the next one that they might look at is the Great Apes of Uganda, that sort of thing. Sure. So we do get a lot of sort of crossover of one thing to another. Okay,
perfect. Pamela would like to know, are any worldwide coach tours likely to go ahead this year?
We're very hopeful. I think it all depends on a certain announcement next week and the week after. It's a difficult one, and again, without sort of sitting on the fence too much with this, we're hopeful that things will go ahead. When and where that will be, we're not quite sure. There's so many different factors that we've got to look at, whereby once the announcement's made next week or the week after, we might be able to travel, but it all depends on the other countries that are allowing us and the stipulations that they're putting in place. So they're the kind of things that we're, the factors that are up against, I suppose. Our intention is we want to take people away. It just depends. And that's probably, I can't really elaborate any more than that. I mean, we are getting a lot of people that are booking sort of the back end of the year for the UK tours that we've got, and also for Europe. A lot of people are booking sort of for worldwide later on, sort of end of 2021, 2022. And I'm sure that will change once we know what's happening next week and the week after. If they open things up, I'm sure we'll have an influx of inquiries and bookings for this year. We are hopeful. We are very hopeful, but as I say, it's just very difficult to give a definitive answer, really.
Of course. So if we are able to travel this year, and travel is able to open up to worldwide coaching holidays, I know you've told us about your sanitisation of your coaches and your hand sanitizer and your touch points, but in terms of what clients are going to be expected to do before going on a Titan tour, is there a COVID testing regime that you've got in place, or what are the thoughts on that at this minute?
At the moment, we've not adopted anything in terms of, it's not compulsory at the moment that you have to have COVID jab, for instance, to be able to go on our tours. That's, again, is all going to depend on what the government and also the destinations that we are sending our customers to, of what they require. You know, if they require the customers to have that, we'll have to adopt that policy. But in terms of, we're not making anything compulsory at the moment until we're told we have to.
Okay. Perfect. So if nobody else has any more questions, I think what I've learned today from Adam's presentation is effectively around the world it becomes very, very good value doing a tour with Titan just purely on the inclusions and the opportunities that become available. So it's certainly something that I'm very interested in, and I think it looks fantastic. So thank you very much for your time, everybody, today, and thank you very much to Adam. I know there was a couple of people who wanted to have a conversation after the meeting with Adam. If you're wanting to do that, if you could just let me know in the chat box, and we will be in touch shortly after the meeting ends. Okay, great. So thank you very much, everybody. And we hope to see you all very, very soon in real life. We are planning on reopening our branches as soon as we're able to. And obviously, Prestbury Worldwide Resorts are there at the end of the phone for you as well. So thank you very much for your time.